The story begins with a family sitting and playing together. Meanwhile, their young son comes out of his room wearing an Iron Man suit. At one point, the little boy goes to the balcony, grabs a chair and a table, climbs on them, and stands on the edge of the balcony railing, which happens to be on the 10th floor or higher. Suddenly, the boy jumps off the railing and remains suspended in the air. At that moment, an old street cleaner notices the boy hanging from such a height. He reaches out his hands and manages to save the boy. The old man reassures the boy and calms him down. When the boy expresses his fear, the old man tells him that there is no such thing in this world as Iron Man or Spider-Man, and that all those things seen in movies are pure fiction and do not exist in reality. By then, people in the street had witnessed what happened and how the old man managed to save the boy. They thought it was just a visual trick or a scene being filmed for a movie. When they approached the boy and the old man to ask what kind of movie this was and where the cameras and crew were, the old man told them they were indeed filming a magical movie. He asked them to focus and watch closely to participate in the filming. As soon as the people looked closely, the old man pulled out a small device resembling a lighter. When he pressed it, a flash emerged, causing all the onlookers to forget everything that had happened in the past 5 minutes. The scene transitions to a restaurant on the street where everyone seated is in a hurry, quickly ordering food all at once. At that time, there was only one chef to cook and serve the food. Since everyone was in a rush, the chef used his superpower, placing his hand under the grill unnoticed. Flames erupted from his hand, cooking the food quickly, and he served the orders promptly. Meanwhile, a girl was stuck with her car because one of the wheels was caught in a large drain. She couldn't move it, so she called a security guard for help. The security guard asked her to stay in the car while he tried to remove the wheel. Suddenly, his hands transformed into iron, and he easily lifted the car, moving it bit by bit so she could drive away without realizing what had happened. In another room, the leader of this team of superheroes put on glasses that projected a laser map into the air. He communicated with them telepathically, informing them that a gang had emerged from hiding and needed to be apprehended. Shortly after, a group of armed men appeared in a large street square, shooting at cameras and lampposts. They then blew up a manhole cover to take it, as it was made of a rare, indestructible metal. Suddenly, a new superhero, resembling Spider-Man, appeared, attacking the gang and taking the metal cover from them. It became evident that anything he touched stuck to his hands. Additionally, he generated adhesive spider webs to immobilize his enemies, sticking them to the ground so they couldn't move. A fierce battle ensued between the superheroes and the gang. The electric girl electrocuted them with charges from her hands. The metal man transformed his arm into a shield, deflecting all the bullets fired at them. The fireman attacked one of the gang members with a rod heated in his hand until it glowed like embers. They continued fighting until they managed to defeat the gang. To uncover who was behind them, the elderly team leader restrained one of the gang members. Suddenly, his eyes lit up, and he hypnotized the criminal into believing he was his father. The criminal broke down, apologized, and revealed the truth about who was behind their actions. Before leaving, the elderly leader erased the gang members' memories and took them to hand them over to the organization. Afterward, the leader scolded the young man pretending to be Spider-Man for intervening without permission or orders. They returned to their headquarters, where there was a large number of superheroes or individuals with special powers who secretly used them to maintain the country's safety. However, the Chinese Spider-Man was arrogant, believing he was stronger than everyone else. He tried to show off his abilities, but no one wanted to greet him except for the Metal Man. When the Metal Man shook his hand, he squeezed it so hard he almost broke it. Naturally, after coming in to show off, he ended up humiliated by the situation. The elderly leader then assigned him a new mission in disguise, making him work as a postal courier. When Spider-Man realized this, he was shocked and unhappy with the job. However, the leader emphasized the importance of keeping his superpowers secret to protect himself and others. Despite these instructions, Spider-Man couldn't resist using his powers. Every time he delivered a package, he performed acrobatic stunts on stairs and walls. He even threw packages at doors, sticking them there. One time he found that the package he was delivering contained a dog, which he attached to the delivery box outside. Meanwhile, a tech research company called Seven was conducting biological research on agricultural products, focusing on altering specific plant genes to enhance their growth and yield. Mr. Chuck, the project leader, promised Mr. Lee, the company owner, a big surprise regarding their research findings. When they went to the lab to see the results and draft new partnership contracts, the lead scientist injected a small protoseed with a genetic material that accelerated cell division. In seconds, the tiny protoseed doubled in size. To confirm its success, they tasted it themselves and were convinced of the experiment's remarkable success. At that time, Spider-Man, busy delivering packages, found that the elevator in the building where he was supposed to deliver was broken and the stairs were crowded. He decided to climb the walls from the outside. He walked up the wall until he reached the required apartment, called out to the occupant from the window, delivered the package, package and had her sign the receipt. After he disappeared, she suddenly realized. Finally, she faints from the shock, and then her husband calls an ambulance for her because it was clear she had lost her mind. The old monk was there, but didn't tell her. The ambulance arrives and erases her memory. Meanwhile, at the 7 Company, the young scientist decided to test the genetic material on animals and living creatures, not just plants. When Chang finds out, he confronts him angrily because this was extremely risky and could lead to the company's downfall if something went wrong. However, the doctor justifies his actions by claiming that he is conducting these experiments to advance science and serve humanity. He argues that if the experiments succeed on animals, they could be safely and naturally used to replicate human organs needed for transplants, such as the heart, liver, and lungs. A heated argument ensues between Bill and Chang. Chang believes this could doom the company, while Bill accuses Chang of not wanting to generate profits and insists this is the future and the key to wealth. To get rid of Chang, Bill pretends to agree with him and promises to stop the biological experiments on living creatures. At the same time, our Spider-Man goes to his mentor, the old Wang, asking for help because his powers are unstable and he doesn't know how to control them. Wang ties him to a table, cuts his hand with a knife, and tells him to focus all his energy and thoughts on the wound to heal it quickly. The wounds Wang inflicts are deliberate openings to allow the fluid in his blood, like a spider's web, to flow out. This enables him to control it, grab objects from afar, or even restrain his abilities. During this time, Spider-Man is busy training to stabilize his powers and ensure he doesn't harm anyone. He also works on creating a suitable suit and eventually reaches the highest level of control over his abilities. He names himself the Fast Delivery Hero. For the first time, he listens to Wang's advice to hide his identity and do his job without using his powers to protect people and escape detection. Meanwhile, Bill deceives Chang and secretly continues his experiments on animals at night with the help of his assistants, ensuring no one informs Chang. The old Wang, along with the superhero team, studies and plans how to eliminate the gangs terrorizing the city. The Fast Delivery Hero joins the team on the streets to train, prove himself, and enhance his powers. Initially, his teammates were against it, but Wang reassures them that his powers are now stable and no longer a threat. The surprise comes when none of the team members can apprehend a thief or criminal. In every situation, the Fast Delivery Hero steps in, immobilizing them with his webs and making the task easier. This causes tension within the team as they feel threatened by his superior abilities, fearing he'll take on more missions and become the primary focus. One night, while the Fast Delivery Hero and Wang are monitoring a gang member, they see Xiaoya walking down the street talking on her phone. When a thug attacks her to steal from her, the Fast Delivery Hero chases him away, immobilizing him with his webs. However, the criminal bumps into Xiaoya, causing her to fall off the edge of a building. The Fast Delivery Hero quickly swings on a web, catching her before she hits the ground. Wang erases her memory of the past few minutes, and she walks away confused and scared, unaware of how she got there. Wang scolds the Fast Delivery Hero for nearly revealing his true identity, which could put him in danger. Back at her apartment, Xiaoya's friend calls to tell her she's trending in the news because the Fast Delivery Hero saved her. The entire city is now talking about the superhero. The head of the organization is pleased with the positive public response and decides to make the Fast Delivery Hero the face of their campaigns to improve public perception of superheroes while profiting from the advertising campaigns. The Fast Delivery Hero meets a director who initially thinks he's an actor pretending to be the superhero. He only believes him after witnessing his powers. Within 2 days, advertisements featuring the Fast Delivery Hero promoting various products, flood screens, and newspapers. He even becomes a judge on The Voice. This angers the team, especially the Metal Man, who confronts and fights him, accusing him of not being a real hero. Meanwhile, at 7 Company, one of Chang's employees discovers Bill's secret animal experiments and informs Chang. When they check the lab, they find evidence of Bill's unauthorized experiments. Bill turns against them, having his guards threaten them with weapons. He injects the whistleblower with the experimental substance, causing the man to explode because the substance, designed to multiply cells, was unstable and incompatible with normal human genes. Chang locks Bill out of the system, preventing him from accessing the data on the devices. Bill threatens him, but Chang remains unfazed. At the same time, the Fast Delivery Hero heads to Xiaoya's location, only to find that she has been kidnapped. He contacts Wang for her location and rushes to the company, with Wang sending the rest of the team to assist. At the company, Bill threatens Chang with his daughter, saying he will inject her with the substance unless Chang gives him the password. Chang reluctantly complies, but Bill breaks his promise and prepares to inject her anyway. In a swift move, the Fast Delivery Hero uses his web to snatch the syringe from Bill's hand, saving Xiaoya. He escapes with her and her father amidst gunfire from Bill's men. The superhero team arrives, defeating the guards, while the electric girl destroys the devices to prevent prevent Bill from accessing the project's data. As Bill tries to escape, he encounters the Metal Man, who confronts and fights him. In desperation, Bill injects himself with the substance, the mutant from whom a sample was taken and he escaped with it. And in a moment, as soon as the metallic man is injected with this strange substance, he transforms entirely into metal. He strikes with a punch to the face, blowing his head apart and tearing it off. Under the effect of the substance, he loses his humanity and becomes a monster attacking everyone he sees, including innocent people on the street who did nothing to him. This forces the superheroes to intervene and stop him. They chase after him and attack him together, but not a single one of them is able to overpower him, and all their combined powers have no effect, not even a little. At this moment, Xiaoya arrives and fires at him with a machine gun until the bullets run out, but he is still unaffected. Then the metallic man's brother arrives and tries to use his magic to stop him, but that too fails. The only option left was to transfer their supernatural powers to the delivery hero, but he cannot absorb any power. And because Wong controls everything and has a hidden power that allows him to activate the delivery hero's unstable ability to absorb the powers of others. Once all their powers, fire, lightning, and mind control, combine within him, he attacks the metallic man and electrocutes him until the chemical substance fused with his body burns away, thus neutralizing it. Consequently, he returns to his original state. In the end, the delivery hero, underestimated by everyone, manages to save the city, stabilize his abilities, and prove himself. And with that, our movie and story for today come to an end. Don't forget to support us by liking, sharing the video, subscribing to the channel, and activating the notification bell so you can stay updated with all our new content.